What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today we'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for CrowdStrike Holdings, ticker symbol CRWD. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So here we have the chart for CrowdStrike. This basically shows you, market behavior, shows you the motions of markets, participants, shows you, where typically they're buying, typically where they're selling. And let's go over the chart. Well, let's go over the macro first. Let's take a bird's eye view of the chart. Zoom out. When in doubt, you zoom out. So looks like a long-term trend is in play. We had a bottom back here in 2023. Since then, we have seen higher highs, higher lows. We can look for a potential target that the bulls are attempting to reach. Keyword is attempt. We had a massive leg up right here. We can measure that, drag it over to where they bottomed, and that would, predict the possible next area. And you would have it in play for a while now. And finally, we did reach that target, as you can see here. The target was right around, the 500 level, 505. And basically, we hit it, and then we sold off sharply. So that could be a top signal. We have a major measurement target reached. So that can lead to obviously a reversal in the uptrend. But let's keep an eye on it, right? Let's look at a couple of other things. So we had the measurement target reached. However, at the same time, there's this, let's go remove that. There's this potential trend line in play. So we had a trend line off this swing low right here. Price got, stronger. It got steeper. So you can draw a new trend line, something like that. So this trend line is at lower prices. Something like this. Is it right here? Potentially could be right here as well. This could just be a failed breakout and then recovering the trend line. So it could be right there as well. A little subjective. Nothing is like certain. A little bit of subjectivity in the trend lines. But overall, basically, just to keep it, summarized, we had a nice uptrend starting from, 2023. Where we reached a long-term measurement target, which led to a drop in price. Basically, that was a profit-taking zone. We are still in an uptrend, so that doesn't mean this is a real top. It could be a potential top. So let's go and mark that. That's an all-time high right here, and we saw a sharp drop in price. So not a good sign because typically this could be a pull, and we could see a flag pattern for another large leg down. Typically, a correction is going to be more structured and weaker. This looks like one sharp drop followed by consolidation, potentially pullback to maybe the 459 level. It could lead to lower prices. So I would say longs should be cautious. If I was looking at the chart, I would need to see more than just a bounce here, right? You want to see confirmation of higher prices. I'm not really seeing that right now. Basically, right here, this is a bounce. We had a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then we continue moving up higher. You want to see the same thing occur over here. Maybe hold above the EMA, make a higher low, and then move up higher. So that would be a good sign to maybe retest the prior high. So as right now, it's basically a downtrend. Keep an eye on the trend. We did break the trend line, so bears did lose some momentum there. So we did see a strong break of this trend line. So that could invalidate any more downward selling pressure, something to keep an eye on. But just because we broke it doesn't mean we're going to continue moving up higher. That is the first sign that you want to see for higher prices, a break of a trend line, a downward sloping trend line. You want to see a break with conviction. You want to see momentum build or at least set up a higher low and then continue moving up higher. So overall, just because we reached the measured target, to me, it looks like we could still see higher prices, especially after breaking that downward sloping trend line. You need to watch for continuation higher. We're above this bullish trend line right here, which is a good sign. Means that the trend and the angle of attack that the bulls are moving at is still being maintained. We're just seeing a potential correction. So as right now, I would classify this as a correction instead of a reversal. A reversal is a trend direction change. A correction is just a pullback in a trend. So this looks to me just like a correction, like right over here. A correction is, just like we're getting right now, right over here. So expect higher prices, but be open to invalidation, especially after reaching a long-term measurement target. But overall, I think this still looks pretty healthy for higher prices. So let's see how this develops. If you don't see continued momentum from here, then it's probably, wraps, and then we can probably roll over to the trend line, low 400s, break that, and maybe even, go even a further decline. So again, these are the invalidation zones, right? You want to see price stay above the trend line. For the bulls, you want to see price stay outside of this bearish trend line. You want to see continued buying pressure develop. Those are all good signs that, okay, we have probably not seen a top, and we're gonna probably come back to it, probably even exceed it. What would be bearish is like, all right, we barely move up higher, maybe back up to the 440s, 450s at the most. We start seeing selling pressure develop. We bounce from the trend line, but it's very weak, and then we break it and we roll over. So that would be the bearish case playing out. So as of right now, it's bullish, but there are some red flags on the chart telling me that potentially that we have seen a top. So it's something to be aware about. But I would say keep that in the back of your mind right now, because the bulls still look to be taking dominance back. So all I have for CRWD on the daily and weekly charts is a Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.